So I want to start out with thank you very much for your time.
No
I'm glad that I met you today. I'm glad I could help you. So let's get into it. Tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your name? Where are you from? How old are you?
Okay. I'm born and bred in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm born here. My name is Raina, but I go by Squeaks, and I'm just a typical average person, like that's going through trials and tribulations at the moment,
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Tell me about your childhood. Did you have both parents?
No. Every once in a while, it would seem to be that I would have both parents, but I didn't. My mom didn't let my dad come around and stuff, so it was just my mom and my brothers and my auntie. So for a long time, we used to live in the Gersons, and that's where I grew up and stuff. So, but it was tough there too. So my dad wasn't really around. He started coming around when we got older, like a little bit older. He take us fishing though. Yeah, I love fishing. But I didn't like touching the fish though. Didn't like touching the fish. But he started coming around when I was like maybe like 10 years old or something more like that, But he'd take us fishing or take us to the movies or take us for a couple hours until my mom started to get bitch or her drug craze, whatever it was.
Tell me about that. There was drugs in the house?
Oh yeah, I call mom. Like me and my mom, we never had no relationship like that because of drugs and stuff. I was a fetal alcohol syndrome baby, or whatever. I was on sugar water for quite a few years of my life, from being born to like 1 or 2. So it was pretty bad for me. My mom, she did coke and stuff, so she was there, but I called her a hell of a shell. Like, you there, but you ain't there. I called her a shell. And I used to call her my birth giver. I never call her mom, because she never acted like a mom to me. So I just called her my birth giver. And I called my dad my sperm donor, because he was never around, But those are, issues and stuff. When you're young, you don't really know. You just know what you see, And now nobody tells you anything, So you get your own perspective of things when you're young, So I always just thought my dad didn't love us and stuff like that, But it was the opposite way around, He sent his brother, my uncle, he sent the uncle over there to give us change or see how we're doing and stuff like that. Because my mom didn't like him around. So my uncle would fill in for him every once in a while. And my dad, don't get me wrong, my dad did his drugs too, he's like his sherm stick. I just realized what he was doing when I got older, because my big brother told me, because I smoke weed. And my dad said I could have the blunt in the ashtray. And I went to go get the blunt in the ashtray, but there was 2. And I didn't know, And I grabbed one, and my brother must have slapped my hand really hard. He was slapping me, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Dad said I got real mad because I said I can have it, not you. We always argue. And he's like, no. He's like, listen to me, shut up. And I was like, okay, no, I was listening. And he's like, no, not that one, sis. Never that one, never that one. So I smelled it, and I'm like, why does it smell like that, And he told me, he said, the sherm, He said, the sherm, you don't want to ever hit that. You're going to be fucked up if you ever hit that. So from there on, I always just listened to my big brother, because he ain't never led me astray or led me down the wrong path or told me anything bad, So.
You still talk to your brother?
Honestly, I don't know where he's at, but I miss him. Because our mom passed away in 2019. My mom and my big brother, inseparable. Like, inseparable. And my brother can walk up to, like, go to my mom's house or whatever, and knock on the door, and they'll cuddle all night, like sleep talking. Them two just sleep talking. But they really sleeping, but they talking to each other the whole time. So my big brother was my mom's, low key favorite, but not favorite, but
Yeah,
mama's boy, and he's the firstborn. And my mom.
How old is your brother? How old are you?
Me, I just turned 32, I think. And the only reason why I say I think is because I grew up in foster care. They never really celebrated my birthday, so it's like another day. I've never really celebrated it, so I'm assuming that I'm 30. I'm 32.
So you guys were taken out of the house?
Just me and my second oldest brother. We grew up in foster care.
Can you tell me about that a little bit?
Yeah, I've been in like over 100 homes here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And then I got sent to Boulder City one time, and because there was barely no homes for me to go to, basically. So when you're a foster kid and you're in the system with siblings, sometimes sometimes they don't want you to be separated, and sometimes, you know, you do have to be separated. And once you separate the siblings, it becomes problematic because sometimes it's the older sibling. Older siblings get home in house first, you know. So if they're bad, they kind of mess up the name for the next, and that's what happened with me. My second oldest brother, he messed up homes for me afterwards because as soon as they heard Daniels, they're like, nope.
What ages were you in foster care from?
Ye had to a grasshopper, like 3, in and out the states. So like from us 3 to like 5, and then after that they was just state completely. My mom just stopped trying to come for us after that. But she kept.
You think it was all addiction related with your mom? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about school. What level of school did you?
I graduated a lot of schooling. I graduated high school. I got my diploma.
Awesome.
After that, I went to CSN for art and anthropology, and then I finished those 2 courses. And then I was like, why am I taking these 2 courses if I'm trying to be a chef? I can just go to a trade school and go get it done faster. So I finished up the courses because I didn't want to pay them. So I finished up with the courses, got C's and a B in one of them, and then after that I went to Nevada Partners, and the car started vibrating and shaking. I went to Nevada Partners afterwards, and then I stopped. I was almost done, man. I was almost fucking done, and then but one of the instructors wouldn't leave me alone. He wouldn't leave me alone. Like, he just harassed me all the time. Like, I go to the kitchen and the teacher told me to go get some ingredients for everything and stuff. I go in the refrigerator, and next thing you know, boom, he's in there trying to hit on me and harass. And I'm like, dude, leave me alone. I'm gay as fuck, bruh. My dick's like just as long as yours do, bruh. Leave me alone. I'm trying to do my work. You wouldn't leave me alone. So I was like, forget it. If you're not gonna leave me alone, then I'm gonna tell my caseworker. She not listening, so she already believes that I'm a liar and a problem child, which I wasn't. It was just the name I was given coming out behind my brother. Yeah. But I was never a bad kid. I barely talked to people. I barely hung out with people. It was just me by myself all the time. If I did my dirt, I did it alone, because only I can snitch on myself. So that's what you did. And he just kept harassing me, and then I'm not even gonna lie, I had like a month or 2 left, but I couldn't work in those kind of conditions of somebody always trying to hit on me or trying to talk to me or I don't care if I'm cute or not, bruh. Fuck with you. I don't care about none of that. None of it. Like, I'm just here for one specific reason, and that's to do what I gotta do. Yeah. And I couldn't work in those kind of conditions, so I dropped out of Nevada Partners when I was going to go to culinary, and then I just chopped it up. From that day on, I just chopped it up. And
tell me about what happened after school.
After school, this was it. Chopped it up to whatever. It didn't work out. So whatever. So I went to massage therapy school.
Okay.
I went to massage therapy school. It was called the Milan Institute over there by the hospital, UMC. I don't know if Tonopah, something like that.
And all of this is out in You've been in Vegas the whole time. You've never been outside of Vegas.
Yep. Oh, yep. No, when I first went outside of Vegas is when I turned, it was in my 20s. When I first went to California, I was going out there to help one of my exes with something, and then a whole bunch of stuff happened out there, and I got stranded out there, and it was just crazy, yo. It was crazy, because no matter how much I put forth to help somebody or whatever the case may be, it always seems like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too dumb or too smart to understand why people are so ungrateful or so using or try to use or abuse you. But I always tell them, you can't use somebody who's willing to help you. You know what I mean? You're only using yourself because you just messed up something good, you know?
I like that.
And then I tell people all the time, you know, so, but...
Tell me about now. Like, what's going on with you now?
So now I have my own spot. I used to live right here at the Boulevard Apartments right there on Nelson, Vegas Valley. I lived there for about 2 years. Before I moved in there, I was actually homeless again because of my caseworkers and stuff. You know, I was basically fabricated against, lied against, and whatever. Before I even moved here, I was on the street for 20 days in July. And then I finally got in here due to the after I showed all my proof to the housing people, they still didn't believe me until they started to sit down and mosey down and do their due diligence and go check up on what I was saying to see if I was lying or telling the truth. Once they did, I moved in. They realized that that person, their worker, was lying. So I got in and help of the manager there. She helped me out because she basically labbed everything I was saying, you know? So it was a plus. Moved here for about 2 years and then shit just started going downhill. Just bad juju, just bad. Like
how long you been on the street now?
I've been on the street now. I've been on the street for a couple of maybe almost I don't even know what date it is. What's today's day? Like maybe like a week or some change now.
Okay,
I just chop it up from my birthday.
So
For my
not too
birthday.
long.
Nah, but I've always been on the streets off and on, you know, here and there. Even with my mom and my auntie when I was younger, we used to live under the bridge by the Salvation Army, so all the time.
Are drugs an issue in your life?
Yeah. Well, not really an issue. It's choice. My choice. I would choose to do. You know what I mean?
What's your drug of choice?
Weed.
Well, I don't know many people who ended up on the street just
Yeah.
from smoking weed.
But that's the thing. No, the drugs and stuff wasn't even why I'm on the streets. It was
Were
the
you-
ball dropped by my caseworker and them and saying they couldn't pay my rent and then from their part or whatever, and then come to find out they could pay my rent, but we already signed the 90-day notice or whatever. And the apartment complex, being the simple fact they don't like me, they say they rented the apartment already, which I know it's not true because somebody told me that worked there that it wasn't true. But I was like, I'm not going to get into that with them. But my caseworker dropped the ball on their allotment on what they can pay or whatever, you know. So when the time came for the allotment, you know, they was like, oh, we can pay now, but there's like, oh, we gotta move now. So I told my caseworker, I was like, so what are we gonna do? You know, it's like, you know, I got the housing voucher or whatever, but I haven't heard from them.
You and I will work on that.
Yeah.
Like I
They
said,
said,
you know, it's Friday evening now, but
Oh well, yeah, I've been doing my part too. Like I went to the Viscerals, Stonegate. I went to a few places already, you know. So like to see if they got openings and stuff. They got openings, but then again they don't. But it's just like
so tell me about your day-to-day life on the street. 'Cause
honestly,
you seem like such a giving, loving, sweet
I
soul.
am.
Tell me your day-to-day, like.
well lately I've just been
interactions
trying to
with people.
rest.
Just trying to rest.
Lately, yeah, I've been just trying to rest because I don't know, like I haven't been feeling well. Like I've been having headache and stuff, and I don't ever get headaches and stuff. But my interaction with people is cool because I'm forcefully made a people person. By nature, I'm not a people person. I'm just dating myself, but everybody forces me basically to be a people person. Like if you can go down to the Arco and ask them about squeaks. They love them some squeaks. They love them some squeaks, but I'm just like, why?
I love me some
understand.
squeaks. Yeah, you're
I don't
awesome.
know why, you know. But I try my best to treat people the way I want to be treated because,
Yeah, get into that. You
It's-
were just talking about how people
Yeah.
basically treated you and other people differently.
yeah, like say for because I had a friend named Psycho.
He passed away, right? Or what's you okay? We'll talk about that offline.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to touch a.
Psycho is the homie, but
Yeah, I know everybody out here, so.
I miss the little guy. Well, he's older than me, but still. But I try to do what I can for everybody, even if my situation isn't good or whatever the case may be. I don't go around saying or telling people, oh, I'm this and this and that, this and that. I don't, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's up to me to change it. It's up to me to change it. Yeah, I can have help and I can have advice and other people's, but at the end of the day, it's still my life. It's still my life, whether I take the wrong path or whether I take the right path. You know, I tell everybody all the time, you know, can nobody help you choose your path. You can only choose your path on your own. They can dictate or they can advise you or say whatever, but at the end of the day, when you hit those crossroads, it's only you. And only you alone standing there. Nobody else is standing there at that crossroad but you. You either have the choice to go left or right, sideways or not. But at the end of the day, you have to go through it. No matter what, anything you go through, you have to go through it. You can't go above it. You can't go underneath it. You can't go around it. You can't split it in half and go through it. No, you have to go with it head on. And right now, it's just the things that's been going on right now. Like, I tell people and I try to, follow my own words and stuff, which I do, because I've lived in situations I can't really speak on something if I ain't never been down that path before, which I have. And I try to do what I can, when I can for everybody, And now I don't ever expect anything back because I know for a fact that no one's gonna be able to do what I do for them, back for me. You know what I mean? I know nobody's ever gonna be able to do half of the things I do for them. And I know they're not gonna be able to do it because they have other things that's in their lives that's complicating or addictive. So I don't put that bar on people. If I do something for you, or if I give you some change, or if I give you some food, or if I say stay at night or whatever, I'm doing it because I care. I want people to know that there's still people out there who do care, whether on their last limb or not, or whether if they don't have nothing or not, there are people who genuinely do still care. And so, but the thing is, the people who genuinely do care get messed over so much, and then it's just like we all go into hiding. Like the good people who really truly are genuinely good, it's like we all go into hiding because tired of being stepped on or walked on or used and abused.
With Dustin.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's what I said. I'm gonna tell you. I don't know how many times I have to cuss them out or tell them like, bruh, when I move, what you gonna do then? Like I tell you, when I move, what you gonna do then? If you keep trying to use and abuse me now, what's the point for me to come back?
Yeah,
I'm leaving.
I had to. He's still on a waiting list to get into a rehab, but
yeah. But it's not gonna work.
I got him a tent. I got him clothes. I spent a lot of money, and it's not about the money, but he
it's
gave everything away for heroin.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm not gonna put more effort into you than you do for yourself.
Yeah.
So now I'm pretty much done,
As I tell him too, I said, bro, you do your little thing or whatever the case may be, But if I give you something, oh mamas, you give it away, I'm gonna punch you in your damn throat. Oh mamas, I told him, I'm punching you in your throat, and then I'm gonna stop helping you because I'm thinking that you really need the help, and you really don't. You don't need no help. You don't need no help, and that's one of the reasons why I stopped helping now because I can't put who I am on the line and all that I know of myself and wanting to help people. I can't put myself on the line knowing that you going back and just sullying it. Like, don't do that. Like, that's just wrong. If you give me something, if you say you're going to give it to me and I'm not going to have to pay for it or whatever the case may be, okay, cool. I'm going to keep it. First thing Psycho ever gave me, I still got, and when it was a Zippo. Yeah. Because he didn't want me to pay for it. I was telling him to give me the check. He's like, no. I was like, all right, so you going to give it to me? I'll keep it.
Yeah.
And I've keeping it. It's been 2-3 years now, and I still got that broke ass Zippo.
Let me ask you a question. If you woke up tomorrow and you could make real change for the people on the street, what would you do?
I wouldn't give them that change. No. I would make the change for them, but at the same.
I don't mean money wise.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
If you could
do something, make a change.
Something major to get them off the street, what do you think you would do?
Put them in their own shoes. I know that sounds weird and unorthodox, but I would put them in their own shoes, meaning for them to really, really realize and see what damage it is or whatever it is, you would have to take them out of their shoes and re-put them in their shoes in a different state of mind. And I think the change would come from seeing from somebody else's point of view of them if they was to be put back in their own shoes.
That makes sense.
Like,
what do you think some of the biggest contributors? Is it mental health? Is it drugs? Is it no support?
I think I can't really speak for everyone else, but my personal opinion is the lack of family. Like, I'm born and bred here, and my family's here, but my family don't fuck with me. They don't mess with me because I'm gay. At least that's what I feel like, because I call my brother, I text my brother multiple times, and then he always say, "Who's this?" And I say, "Who is this?" I'm like, "Man, what do you mean, who is this? Your sister, fool." "What sister?" And I'm like, "Really? Really?" I'm like, "You only got 2 sisters, bro. One's older, one younger, man." I was like, "But you know what? Don't worry about it, yo. Don't worry. They don't even know I'm out here on the streets right now."
Do you think they'd want to know?
I don't know. I don't even know if they care. But the feeling of being lonely, it just, sucks. I've been lonely, feel lonely without family all my life, and growing up in foster care. So I don't even want to be here most of the time, dude. I just feel like I'm way better without me. But I know it's not true. But I just feel.
Alright, let's end it there.